Okay, today is November 27th, 2020. My name is Tina Dodds, and I'm here with Karen Bakirin and our spirit guides, Jesus and Mary Magdalene. We're doing a spiritual health check for Cosmin. Please let me know when we're connected with Cosmin. Is that how you say your name?
Yes, we are connected.
Am I saying your name right? Is it
Yes.
Cosmin? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good. So we're going to start by scanning his outer etheric field, checking all the frequencies from infrared to ultraviolet and beyond.
I wasn't sure in the beginning, but I felt like how do I explain it? When you're watching like TV, the old TV, and you would turn the knob, and you just see snow.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm seeing. And so it looks like kind of like it's snowing, but it's actually like stagnant energy, but it looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks kind of like black and white, actually, if you step back and look at it from a distance. But when you come in, you could kind of see the colors, but it's distorted, like as if everything is pixelated.
What's stored here in this energy? Anything specific?
Just energy, I feel that is not, it's taking up space. That's definitely it. It very feels dense. Like when I stand in it, I feel the densities around me. So already there, I don't feel like I'm clear in my mind. I also feel like I don't know, like if I don't know, I just don't know how to remove it. Like I just feel it's there. So
Okay. And this can be removed.
yes, we can definitely remove this for him. It's very I feel like it's been an accumulation of things. So what I'm seeing are like, people outside of him who have taken, let's say, what it looks like to me as snowballs. So they're like throwing it into his field, and it kind of like hits an imaginary wall and it explodes like this. So it's more static. So it's like everybody else's energy or whatever it may be doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. It's just sometimes intention or thoughts that are kind of directed at him.
Mm-hmm.
And then it stays here. So it doesn't just leave. It stays in his field. So I do feel that this is really creating a very busy mind. So it's like confusing him because, part of him is accepting it as his own thoughts, but they're not. They're manipulated by things outside, by everybody, perhaps like either in a circle or that he's come in contact with or had, because I'm trying to see a specific snowball here so I can examine it. Like this specific snowball that I'm seeing, it's just by somebody he may have had close contact with in life. So it could just be like, there are thoughts on him. Sometimes because a lot of people are not clear in terms of, their own infringements, may have good intentions, but there's a distortion there from their infringements. And then this stuff gets stuck here.
Mm-hmm.
So, so a lot of these are part of everybody's individual infringements. And then he creates his own snowball sometimes. I'm seeing it coming out of his field and also getting stuck on the imaginary wall or getting hit on the imaginary wall, and then it pops out. So there are some parts that I feel are more snowy, like behind him seems more snowy than in the front. So I'm asking the guides what that means, and they're saying it's more like, let's say, talking behind your back or feeling backstabbed or things that are happening without your consent or behind your back. So that's what it is. But the front part, yes, is still snowy, but again, it's just interactions that come. People who may, confide in him, and then that energy stays there. So that density remains, even though I think that's why a lot of people maybe feel comfortable talking to him about certain things, or they like his energy, but then it stays. So he deals with the consequences of it. So there's no release. So anyway, that's the understanding here. So I'm going to, Jesus and Mary are present now, stepping forward and removing this
Okay.
remove this out of the way.
So how does he better protect himself from other people's energies?
Just creating an energetic boundary and knowing that whatever comes in his field is not his to keep or his to take. He's just there as support. And through that support, again, an intention to say like, no, I don't accept. Or I'm just not going to keep it. So to also be self-aware about how it makes him feel, if it charges him emotionally or physically, and just to be aware of that, how it makes him feel. So if he can, after a few days of interaction, just to see, if things happen out of nowhere, like feelings or thought forms that he may feel are irrelevant to the present moment, they're probably not his. So again, to just make an energetic boundary every time, like if you can remember to do so. But you always have resources and your guides present. They're very much, they're here. I see them. We're cleaning out the area, so they're popping out more. So if you felt a bit of a disconnect or didn't feel them or hear them, it's because there was so much noise going around that was preventing you from connecting to them. But they're so present here. I see them and I feel them here.
What do they look like to you?
Well, one of them looks like a dragon. I see one that's kind of flying overhead, like a big dragon.
Cool.
Beautiful dragon that has like these really cool, psychedelic kind of colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so that one is just like, even like the spit out of the fire, the flame, changes colors. Whatever you feel is necessary to you. So if you want full on rainbow, let's go for it. I'm gonna give you the rainbow flame. If you want the what do you call it? What's the one that we always use? The pink one, the violet flame as well. Whatever you want is yours. The light colors, anything. So this is here to also protect you. I'm seeing that because we've removed everything now, like it's all practically gone. We are creating like a bubble dome around you to engulf you completely. It is made of steel, which is what we like to use. And we're asking this dragon to flame it up around just so that it's lit. We want it to be lit with this energy. I'm also seeing, hold on a second, what looks like it looks like a very like a, what do you call it? Not an elemental, like an elf.
Mm-hmm.
So like those kind of
magical kind of guides?
like a magical guides here. So I'm seeing like there's that. You also have, there is a wizard type also that is present. So there's a magical realm here that is really behind you. Saying you have so much power inside that you haven't seen because of all the distortions, like it's not your fault that you haven't felt it or seen it, but it's a lot of work in yourself and gaining that confidence again, because you've had so much time not feeling into that power or knowing that it's there. So they're here. You just have to know and ask for them and they'll be there.
Yeah, well, while we're here and talking to them, one of his questions was, how can he feel them or communicate with them better?
Just start talking to them. If you just even telepathically or writing, whatever you feel comfortable in terms of connection and writing, don't feel dumb about it. Like just let yourself express. And you just kind of tap in and don't wait for the answer or whatever. Just be in that presence and you'll hear. There's moments that have probably happened to you. I'm seeing that they are able to communicate, because there are moments where you are able to hear answers back that you feel are like clever, or but you're accepting of it. That is part of you. It is them. So they have been able to communicate with you, that I see. It doesn't feel any different than what you've already been or know, but it may be a little more stronger now that you can, or you are aware that they are with you all the time. And because of this noise just on the outside has been taken away, it should be more present. Don't worry, it's not going to sound anything outside of yourself. It's always going to sound like you, because they are you. So you have all the information and knowledge within yourself. And if you feel like there's still a disconnect in hearing that, it is a lot of healing that needs to be done, especially within your heart. And also because your mental game is very present because of all of these. I mean, it's an indication on this outside. So once we remove all those thought forms and things like that, and just coming into that self-awareness, you'll be able to connect more into your heart, and there you're going to be able to hear them more.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Do they have a message they would like to share with him today before we move on?
Oh, they're saying, thank God we're removing the snow globe. But to know that they've been trying, like the elf is actually holding onto a microphone, like they've been trying so hard for you to hear them. So they don't need that anymore. They're like throwing the microphone away.
What does the Elven one look like?
Looks like a little king. Like, I don't know how to explain. He has like these robe things, and he just looks like a very confident, very much knows what he wants. Yeah, when he walks, like he's showing me his walk now. It just looks like he's the king of the castle. Like, he's just very confident in his walk, and he's just like, Cosmin's the same. Like, this is like where he, his confidence is waiting. It's me. Like, really.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
He just needs to tap into that.
Yeah, that confidence that you have, and to be that, and just allow this elf to take your place, for example, until you're comfortable enough to be that. You are that. So just know it's hidden in there. He's there. He just wants to come out. He looks small, but he's really loud. Like his energy is very, very profound. And the wizard type is really more of a background, but he is just kind of like holding the space for you. So like I'm seeing him behind the elf, but he's like behind, and I'm seeing like a good like amount of energy that he's holding. Like, that's what he's showing me. So it's like holding space for you, holding the patience for you to reconnect with yourself. That's really the big important point that they want to stress to you, is to reconnect with yourself and not to worry about anything outside of you. Everything will align when you align with yourself, your heart. What do you want? And you can manifest that without having to beat yourself up for it, or making it seem like there's something wrong with your process or things like that. It's really just, they're just really reiterating that there's nothing wrong with you and your process, and you're exactly where you need to be. You have to just be able to sit in that and not get so tied into things that don't matter. So things that don't matter, I'm asking, like, what does that mean specifically? It's things that don't feed your soul, feed your heart. So there's a couple of conversations that they know that you've had with yourself about what you really want, and they've heard them, they see you. And so to not be in fear of having to make hard decisions. So again, reflect on that. You're gonna have to sometimes make hard decisions in order to get where you need to be. But this is a lesson for your soul it's a chosen lesson that you've asked for before incarnating here.
Mm-hmm.
So to just know it's yours, like it's something that you have to do, get over that hump and jump and just say
Is
screw
this
fear and go
is,
for it.
is this in reference to his relationship, his current relationship?
Yes, if it doesn't feel like it's serving, like anything, relationships, whatever, like anything. It's really pertaining to anything. You have to make hard decisions. You put yourself in these situations to learn the hard way, so that when you get out of what you need to get out of, you'll feel that flow. Because you yourself, you know that it don't feel right. You know it. Despite all the snow that was there, your heart knows. So to try to find the space and safety to respect yourself in that way, even though it is difficult, and we see that it's so difficult, like they're really just like, we see it, like it's hard. Being human in that sense is very difficult, because you have to feel that too. And you have to be able to, again, find that love within yourself. So they're really stressing, love yourself, come back home to you. Once you're home inside and you expand from the inside out, your world will transform. And then that's where the wizard just like, ta-da, like holding a space, the love and that space of clarity and freedom. Yeah. Oh, that's a big word. Yeah. Freedom. That's what they're saying. Freedom.
Beautiful. So what is the lesson in this relationship for him?
To find respect for himself, to listen, to, to, hold on. Let me see here. I'm going to ask them to speak for me. To undo all the difficult things that you are faced with, to know what your worth is, to know when you're not respected or met, when your needs are not met, and then kind of whoosh away like as if it doesn't matter, that you're supposed to accept that. To know your place. And then when you step into that power, you will see that your place is much more grander than this limited and limiting belief. That what you deserve is much more. And so to find that space of to respect yourself and your needs, and if you don't know what that is, to try to get to know yourself so you know what you want and need, so that you can feel fulfilled. Because sometimes these types of relationships mirror things so that we can see or feel what is wrong, or what, not wrong, that's not a good word, but what needs to be healed inside. So you don't have to accept poor behavior or things like that. They're just mirroring that in you, of what you are willing to accept. How far are you willing to go until you cannot accept it anymore? So they will push their boundaries and limits and just keep cracking at you until you finally get the courage to say no, no more.
Okay. Very good. And he has all the power he needs to do what needs to be done.
That elf is like ready. That elf is so ready. He's just like, yeah, go. Like it sounds easy. I don't want to make it sound like it's so easy. It's not. It's not easy. So to just understand that compassion that they are holding for you in this time of of reflection, they are going to hold it for you until you make a decision, because you have a choice now. You have to make a decision that will serve you first. Always. You are always going to be priority one.
Okay, thank you. While the guys are here, Karen, Can they answer the question about what is Cosmin's mission and purpose for this life? He feels very stuck. He doesn't know what he wants to do.
I'm seeing a whole pathway, like a long pathway, and and he's kind of walking down with a basket and putting things in. So I feel like this is a journey of accumulation. So he's going to start learning things and getting guided. So again, removing all of these things today and reconnecting with his guides, he's going to be able to see the path of opportunities that are going to present itself to him. And wherever his heart and passion lies is where he is supposed to be. So to listen to that passion. And again, this is really all about coming home to you. You have to be able to get to know yourself, respect yourself, love yourself, follow your heart, so that that becomes your inner compass about where you need to go. And then everything will come and fill your basket with whatever you want, and you get to choose. You have these beautiful choices. I'm looking in the basket now. There's so many choices. It's nothing specific, okay, because this is your journey and where you need to go, but so many things. We have so much to learn. That this is what's beautiful about the world that we live in. It's that we have so many choices. We have so many opportunities, and we don't even realize it because we don't believe in ourselves yet. We don't believe that we're worthy of being things, or going out there and venturing out into the unknown because of that fear also. But really, like, when you get over that fear, I'm seeing like a door opening, and it's just like an unraveling of things, and it's just like, oh wow, like it's an excitement here. I'm feeling like the guides are excited because it's just like this is the path that you're taking now to align with yourself, and it's so vital. I feel like there's so much freedom here waiting for you, like to explore. And again, that excitement, I'm feeling really that excitement. My arms are just like buzzing.
How does he find more confidence to do things he loves, like hypnosis?
To just do it, to make a decision, I'm going to do it. It's really as simple as that, because there's that fear that's holding him back. It's like, but do I want to do that? Well, you'll only really know until you do it, and then see how it feels. And also to remove those expectations of what you think it's supposed to feel like. To be present in your choices, in your passions, and what you think you want to do or what you want to do. If you want, you can like really create. They're showing me like like one of those boards there, like a vision boards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, go ahead and make your vision. It's just like, what do you want to do? Go to town on it, have fun with it, and just get excited about your life. I feel like there's just like a fear here. There's a blanket here that we're just kind of removing, like a band-aid. Like, no more of this crap. Like, you don't need this anymore. This is like the year. It's been a bizarre year for everybody, but like, this is the year where you get to say, screw it. I'm gonna choose me. So put it out there, even if it may sound like ridiculous or whatever. Just go ahead and have fun. It doesn't matter. This is the thing. It's just like, there's nothing holding you back but you. There's nothing holding you back. You have to just make that choice, make that decision. I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. And do it. Mm-hmm. You're very supported by these guides. Like, they really just want you to go for it, because they're telling you that. Like, keep telling him. Telling him, like, please tell him. I'm like, okay, I'm telling him.
Yeah, I know that fear, and it's sometimes you just gotta go through it anyway. Just do it anyway, even through that fear, and you'll gain the confidence in the process of practicing.
It's never going to be a good time, so just choose. Like, just do it. There's always a preparation. Like, do I want to do? Just jump.
Yeah.
Jump. It's part of your experience.
Yeah.
It's part of honoring yourself. That's how you go for it. It's just like when you step into the unknown of doing something that you're not used to, like choosing yourself first. That's how you slowly get the confidence to keep choosing yourself first, by doing the hard things.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. Let me see. He says, I know everyone should have a talent or ability. So which one might be mine?
Talents and abilities are things that are very natural to people, things that you don't have any effort on. If you really don't feel like you have a talent, you really need to start loving yourself, because I'm sure it's there. Because I feel like there's just so much about yourself that you have not accepted and loved. So it's really just coming into yourself and being that. Your talent could just be being who you are. And that's just love, that's just really down to the core of who you really are. It doesn't have to be an extravagant thing. Like, they're showing me like juggling, and I'm like, they're like, it's not that, like, we don't care about juggling. Like, that's great, but it's not an asset. Love is an asset. Being a good person is an asset. Being able to have to live life with compassion and openness is an asset. We need that. The world needs people like you here, where you just love so much. In such an ugly world right now, we need people like you to love. That is a talent, because it's hard to love right now because of how hard you see your fellow humans and you're just like, well, why do I coexist with them? But it's like, you need to love them. And that is really something that not a lot of people can hold. And I really do I see there's just so much in you that just wants to expand and love. And that's really like a big one. It's a very important one. And you could do so much with that. So much healing you can do. I'm seeing like a healer in him.
Is this something that he carried over from past lives, this healing ability?
Well, it's part of who he is. I mean, like, with the guides there on his side and everything. Yeah, it's something he's been holding on for a while. So it's just kind of laying low and quiet right now. So yeah,
Okay.
it's ready to be open. That's the door, actually, I'm seeing.
So this kind of this question kind of merges with the other ones, but he says, how can I be of help for others? Is hypnosis a good choice to do?
The sky is the limit in how you want to serve. Hypnosis is a beautiful modality. So yes, you can explore through hypnosis. And again, it's like, I feel like when you venture out in here and do it, another door is going to open for you to see something else. And you can merge them all together and create like a vast amount of modalities and options for people. So again, and doing these things is healing. Just you holding space for that person could be exactly all they need. And you have that ability to see them. This is the thing. I'm seeing like, okay, eyes. Yeah, the eyes. You see them. That's healing. You don't realize it because it's part of you. It's a natural thing that you have. You don't feel it special because it's something you already have. It's not like some magical thing like that comes out of thin air and you're just like poof. It doesn't work like that. These are gifts that you already have inside. It's just that you need to either activate them, remember them, believe in them, know that your guides are here to assist you in it. So whichever way you think or it feels natural for you to express this healing, either through seeing, through hearing, being, even yourself, I feel is a healing thing, because your presence alone is very comforting. So, like, these are just natural things. Like, really, like, we always expect it to be something crazy. It's not. It's really the most boring thing you'll ever feel. So part of you. It's like nothing outside of you. And we need to stress that. It's never going to be anything outside of you or grandiose. It's always going to be what it is. You are already that. It's just open that door to yourself and see yourself too.
Yeah. It's always so much simpler than we think it's going to be. Okay. Let me just see here. Let me see if we got all the questions.
Yeah.
I think that was all of them. Okay. Okay, very good. So we can move on now to the checking Cosmin's sovereignty. Is Cosmin sovereign? Does he have any negative entity attachments?
Yes, he has 2 level 2s and 1 level 1.
Okay. How are they affecting him?
Playing with those thoughts, they really beat him up in a sense of his confidence and just the way he sees himself. I feel like there's just that, just like no self-worth. No self-worth. It's just, it's very small. It's really sad. It makes me sad. He needs to get back that confidence.
Okay. And so they're playing on those vulnerabilities.
Yes. They know exactly where you're vulnerable and how to manipulate you in that way. So they will always, go out and also play with other people's entities and whatnot. So it's a really shitty game that they play with each other. But I feel that when you're aware of other people's entities trying to interact with you and your energetic field, and you really say no or have a boundary, it's going to change.
Yeah, because they do act through others to get to you as well, right?
Yeah, that's how they do like a lot of psychic attacks and a lot of just playing and going straight into where it hurts. So they're gonna push there. I'm seeing like they're just like putting the finger in and just kind of like digging. Really annoying.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's get rid of these entities.
Yes, I have Archangel Michael here present, and we are removing them, yes. Okay.
Okay, they're gone now?
Yes.
Okay. And filling in those spaces with light, anything that they may have taken up in his body.
Yes, we have Mary and Jesus are putting their hands on him and just allowing their light to go around and encompass those spaces where they had taken up. Just filling with a lot of love and, again, compassion, a lot of compassion. Like you are not any of those thoughts that they have stressed about who you think you are. You're not useless or worthless or talentless.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so moving on to check his grounding now.
Grounding is at 73%, so we could bring that to 100. Which is good now.
Okay. And checking his inner etheric field, making sure it's bright and clear.
It's very patchy around the head area, which is natural, I guess, because of everything that's kind of happening. Random patches everywhere, mainly because he's affected by those thought forms.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Mary, she's going to Windex that for you, clear it out. Yeah. Well, she also has a magic erase thing, which I never saw before. So we are just removing everything and brightening that up and giving you, again, like a protective dome bubble around yourself so that you are encapsulated in your inner etheric. So you're protected by all of these things that have just been in your way and taking up all your space. Usually a lot of people do not have or give consent to this. So we are kind of giving your consent back by creating this bubble around you. So something that you would have to maintain in the future, before and after, like going when you wake up and before you go to bed, to just ensure that the bubble is present, or your whatever, and use whatever materials you feel are as a strong protection for you.
Okay.
That is clear now.
Very good. Thank you. And also checking the inner etheric for any implants or devices.
Implants on the, I feel like either behind the ears, which were also influencing. I feel like these devices were like influencing the things that he would hear. So it's like, again, things that do not serve him, lies about himself, lies about, you know, perhaps his perception of the world around him. So we are removing that. And also because these devices were present, they would, again, cause like a bunch of thought forms, and again, like distorting perceptions, and therefore causing more chaos inside. So it's like a cycle, a vicious cycle.
Okay.
They're removed.
Okay. Any other implants or devices?
No, those are the only two that were there.
Any witchcraft?
No.
Black magic spells?
No.
Occult ritual activity?
I'm seeing yes. I don't feel of this present. Wait, hold on. Let me just go deeper here. It feels ancestral, like a family thing that may be going like a while back. Maybe like what I'm seeing is a 3, so I'm seeing 3 generations back. That we are going to close. Hold on a second. I'm feeling on the maternal side.
Okay.
So we are getting rid of that.
Any sense on how that's affecting him?
It's just unwanted energy, unnecessary energy, and remnants that's just fogging up the field. And that could have been like passed on perhaps to next life, like, because I feel like it's already been like kind of creeping into the body memory, the cellular memory. So we are just going to heal that and clear it all out, cut everything.
Is this clearing for the ancestry as well?
Yes, we are also kind of doing like a reverse like removal, where we're just removing everything all the way out.
Very good.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And also checking the inner etheric for any negative cords.
No, all cords that are present are for his higher learning.
Okay. And moving on to the chakras, starting at the crown.
Crown could use a little bit of work, so we're just going to reestablish that connection to source and to balance out this chakra. So we're just allowing the light to come in here. Creating that connection back. Third eye has a little bit of a distortion here, so we are just clearing this out, allowing him to have clear sight now. I feel part of his intuition is here in this eye, so it's like we're clearing that out so he can feel more and see more. Throat also, there's some blockage here, and unable to say the hard things, which we totally understand. We can see that with like the blocks that he's currently experiencing in his life, you know, in intimate relationships. So it's that fear of being able to vocalize and say everything. So we know that the the consequences of saying everything. It's very overwhelming on what you feel, maybe like what you will receive back from that backlash. We'll call it backlash of saying your truth. However, this is, again, a lesson for Cosmin that he needs to be able to, maybe not in one sitting and say everything, but like to get more comfortable knowing that this is where he needs work and where he needs to heal himself and respect himself and love himself by speaking authentically and saying the hard things. So we are just opening that up and releasing some densities that are in the way here, so he can kind of take a breather and just say, like, nothing, you don't have to say anything right now. All right? Just breathe in like you're okay. Just know you're backed up, you're okay, and everything's going to be all right. Heart also has a bit of protection around, so we're just going to open that up. This is where I feel like his majority of him is existing. It's this heart. So a lot of this heart really wants to be seen, wants to be exposed and bright, just wants to be itself. So kind of like follow suit. Your heart knows what it wants already, and you as a human have to follow what it wants. So it's being like that model for you, because it's tired of feeling small and not enough, because it is enough. You are enough. So to just be able to receive the love. So we're just opening up the backspace of the heart so that the receiving end is just as much as the giving, because you're very much generous and a giver, and you just love. So now it's kind of like creating a loop now to come back to yourself. Like the door is open, come and love yourself now, or let people love you, like accept people's love and however that presents to you. Solar plexus is a bit dense because not in his power yet, full power, but I'm seeing again that road. It's always showing me that road. It kind of looks like the Wizard of Oz yellow brick road. Like you are going there, following to find the wizard. Oh, there you go. See, full circle. Going to the wizard, you go meet yourself there, and that you are going to come into that full power. Like, remember who you are. You are a wizard. You are like this confident elf. You have a dragon that, spits out like flame, like amazing flames here.
Can that dragon assist him and be his gatekeeper?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yes. Oh, that's what he's doing, yeah. Going around, because it already created that flame to protect the outer etheric dome. So yes, definitely is a protector for you.
Good. And so he can call on him for protection and to also use his flame to burn away any negative energy or entities.
Yes. Oh, saying his name. You can call on to him. His name is Zachariah.
Oh. Very cool. Zachariah. Thank you, Zachariah. All right.
So yes, we're just clearing out the densities of the solar plexus. So to know that I'm seeing a version of yourself that is fully embodied and empowered, and it's just waiting for you to step in. So this is where they're showing me the road. So it's kind of like waiting for you to step up there and align. And then you can continue your path into wherever the road may take. The unknown, the beautiful unknown. Sacral is just needing a little bit of confidence. Again, we're coming back to confidence. To just know that you are well protected and loved, and you have everything that you need within you, and you have the capabilities of rebuilding. So to get out of that scary part where you don't feel you can do it on your own. This is a lesson for a lot of people too. So don't worry, like it's hard, okay? Like we acknowledge that it is hard. Doesn't sound realistic at this point. But again, a decision that you need to make, that screw it, I'm gonna do it because I can, and everything will work its way out for you. And again, these roots, just a little instability. I'm feeling like, you know, that, again, a fear. So it's not wanting to stay grounded and rooted in. So we're just going to stabilize this for you and push out that foundation. So we're just going to send the light through now, again, from the top down, just to make sure we didn't miss anything, and just seeing if everything is spinning, which it is. Everything is just glowing as the light is passing through and spinning beautifully. And now it's just the light is going into your legs, all the way down into your feet, and just opening up the soles of your feet. So the roots are just immense. They're huge. They're growing now, full of light. And now we're just reestablishing that connection to the earth. You are safe, you're protected, you are loved. We're just instilling that energy. And now you have a connection with the earth. So it is good.
Very good. Thank you. Now switching the frequency and checking for any interdimensional parasites, which are like spirit bugs.
Just around the heart area.
Okay.
Just seeing like things that are like kind of fluttering and flying, which we can remove. Just kind of pesky and in the way. Around the head too, but we're just vacuuming it out. Mary's vacuuming it out. So that's clear. He's clear now.
Okay, thank you. And also checking him for any portals that might be present on his being.
No, I do not sense any portals.
Good. Can we check his home, please, for any portals?
There is in the bedroom. I feel closest to the window, like near the bed, but like the bed that's, I guess, closest to the window. I don't know. So we're just closing that.
Okay.
Checking out. Bathroom is clear. Again, living room window too. I feel there's something there which we are closing and sealing. Definitely, I feel two outside of the front door, the door to enter the home. So we're just closing and sealing that. Kitchen. Not sure if there's like a cupboard or something that's near the fridge, because they're showing me a fridge, but it's not in the fridge. It's like right next to it, like, and they're showing me like a cupboard or something. So we're closing that. And that is clear. There's no more portals.
Okay. Can we just check the home for any energies, entities, or earthbounds that may have come through those portals?
There are several earthbounds that have entered here, kind of just like walking through and, yeah, taking up some space. It feels very slow, slothy energy. So we are going to ask Archangel Michael to assist all of them. Just bring them all home. So we've also asked other angels that would like to assist all of these beings.
How many do you sense?
I'm getting 12. So they're just, yeah. It's very old. It feels old, like yeah, like they've been there a while. So we are going to remove them. We'll remove them. We're going to bring them to the light. We will assist them to the light. So we are reuniting them with family and been a long due thing. A lot of them are very, very gracious. So they're being assisted to the light. So we're just going to clear out their energy that they had taken within the home. I am sensing a level 2 that was kind of like keeping this stagnant energy, or the slow, slothy energy in the home. So it kind of like also affects the occupants.
Was this DFE trapping those earthbounds there?
When they did come in, they would not exit. So yes, it was kind of like a trap for them to come and stay. So this DFE is also being removed. Just going through a run through, just other energies that were stayed behind by these earthbounds and this DFE as well. So we're clearing the space. Mary has her machine where it's like a brick thing that opens up and it shoots out light. So whatever it goes will suck up anything and everything within the walls, under the floorboards, or in the furniture, everything you can think of. Windows and electrical unit, like sockets, pipes. Yeah, whatever it is, you name it, she will get it. So it's kind of like to give this space a clean slate. So we are going to bubble this home as well in our protective dome. Also the gatekeeper, so your dragon is present, has also created a flame also on top of this so that it can keep things out. We're also blasting source light inside, so to keep that space open and vibrant. So it's more like a place where you can breathe now. Just going through the devices of the home, your cell phones, just clearing those out. I don't sense anything that is there, but also checking the internet connection and clearing those frequencies also. I don't sense any other portals, so everything, electrical devices have been cleared.
Very good.
Okay.
Okay.
And everyone has crossed over to the light.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, so zooming back in on Cosmin now and checking him to see if he has any earthbound attachments.
Feels like a 54-year-old male. Doesn't feel motivated. I feel that this is perhaps what has been influencing him on his lack of motivation as well. So it's like a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and also this earthbound here. So we are going to assist him too into going home.
Do you get a sense of how long he's been here?
I'm sensing, it's been like 2 years or something. So we are assisting this earthbound home back to the light.
Okay.
There is a 47-year-old female. She seems real sassy. Like she wants to have fun. I think there's that part of him that like has, that fun part, like that wants to just come out. I feel like she's been trying to motivate you to have fun. Yeah.
Do you get a sense of how long she's been there?
It hasn't been a year. It's been like maybe a few months.
Okay.
So I feel like she's been trying to like kind of help him spark his joy back, because she's fairly like excited. Feels excited, like she wants to go dancing.
Was she attracted to that energy in him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing like a not a party animal, but someone who loves to have fun and just wants to be out and laugh and be with people he loves. And so that's what I'm feeling. But she's a dancer. She just wants to dance. But she's ready to go, and she just hopes that you find your joy too. She's very thankful that you're able to house her. She's saying, and she's sorry that if she took up too much space with her makeup, she says. Like, okay. So random. Okay. So she's going now. She's blowing like kisses, like thank you. So she's crossed now. There is no other bounce.
Okay, very good. All right. So moving on to negative past life contracts. Are there any contracts with dark forces?
No.
Okay. Any contracts that aren't for his highest good?
No. Everything is for his highest good.
Okay, very good.
He chose the hard road.
He chose the hard road.
Yes. It's because he knows as a soul that he can do it. He's ready now to face them. And he's at a really good time now in his life for him to feel that motivation and go for it. So yes, all for this reason. You chose this. Can. That's the thing you need to remember. You chose this because you can. Like as a soul, I'm going back now to where you had actually, they're showing me like a glimpse of this decision making, and you're like, I'm going to do it, guys. Like, we're going to do it. So it's just, they're like, yeah, go ahead. Like, let's see it.
Perfect. All right. So how about any negative self-created thought forms?
Oh, yes. A lot of the beat yourself up type of thought forms and anything you could think of, fillers in between the pauses even, I'm seeing. I don't feel like there's really ever a moment of rest here in terms of the mind. It's always going. It's always just trying to figure out, like really coming to like a conclusion or to a justification. Downplaying, I'm seeing. Thought forms not in the way that serve, like majority of them do not serve. They're really in a nature of not just really filling up too much space. Like you need to get rid of these. So higher self is like, please just unload, get the truck. I'm hearing a truck backing up and just like opening up the back door so we could just take all the thought forms and we're just like, take it all. Like he does not need these anymore. He needs to be able to not really again beat himself up for things or just justifying bad behavior or making excuses for things that do not deserve an excuse. So it's really getting you to a place of be here, and you don't have to think. And if the thoughts do come, you don't have to believe all of them. You really don't. You can choose what you want to believe. You can, and try not to play into the thoughts. Like we have the tendency where one comes and then it links to another, and then that links to another, and then you just go on this ride of thoughts. And you don't have to. You can, if you catch yourself in that cycle, to just take back your power. Like, I'm not playing into this mental game. I'm just going to be here, take a few deep breaths, and just release it. Like, you don't have to keep it. And just keep doing that practice. It's really about catching and releasing, really.
Would meditation be helpful?
Yeah, whatever he feels guided to listen to. If you need something to guide you, or even music that you love, anything you want that will keep you in the present moment, keep you in your state of joy, be in a place of peace. If you can't find your joy right now, but to be in a place of peace, you don't have to know everything right this instant, but just to accept that you are on a path and you are going there. You are walking, whether it feels like you're not walking anywhere, you're walking. You're getting somewhere. You're aligning with yourself. It's a process. Humans take the freaking longest time to get there, but you know what? Like, that's once you get into that state of awareness and you get the ball rolling and you're feeling motivated and like challenging yourself, like, yeah, I'm going to do it today, or I'm going to make a choice for myself. I'm going to expand myself in this way, or like, oh, what's that? Like, I want to learn that. And just opening your doors and starting to say yes to yourself, starting to say yes to things that you feel you would never say yes to, and just starting with that. So thought forms is just not playing into the what ifs or shoulda, coulda, wouldas. It's like, don't worry about it. Like, we got you. Your guides got you. And everything will feel like you have to believe in divine timing. That they're just not gonna, you're not gonna hear the doorbell ring one day and then you're gonna open the door and it's a basket of opportunities. It doesn't work like that. You have to be the one to line up with these opportunities. They're gonna come. Like, I've seen them. So let that be a motivation to your choices that you will make in the future. They're here. They're waiting for you to align with it. And to be patient, please.
Beautiful advice. Thank you. Okay, so those thought forms are cleared out.
Yes, we have cleared out. The truck is closed, and the elf has just hit the back, and it's on its way.
Great.
Back to the ether. We're gonna recycle them back.
Perfect. All right, so now we're going to check for dissociated subpersonalities, which are aspects of the self that split off from the whole when a trauma occurs. And a trauma can be anything that overwhelms the brain. What do you notice?
12 years old, 16 and 18. I'm going in between 22 and 25, so just say both. 34. That's it.
Okay. And can we scan these for any attachments, please?
Excuse me. No, there are no attachments to these.
Okay. Are they ready to be reintegrated?
Yes, for the most part, are ready to be reintegrated. I feel part of these, at least the earlier ones, are things he needs to understand about himself and his self-worth. So to go into a reflective mode of asking himself, what happened to him that was traumatic in his past that had created him to have these side effects of having lack of self-worth, or feeling like he doesn't deserve it or is not good enough, to know who implanted that into him. So to just look at that, I feel that's a very highlighted point here that they're trying to show me. But these can receive healing. I feel when these lessons that he understands will be done, they will integrate. They are ready. Like, they're kind of in their place. Doors a little ajar, so it's a healing journey that he needs to take on in introspection and understanding himself, and trying to understand who gave him that voice, that false voice of telling him that he is not worthy.
Yeah. That's true for a lot of us in childhood. That happens. We take on the voices of our caregivers or people around us. So are any of these aspects ready to reintegrate, or they all need to wait?
I feel like there's a chain in between all of them. So it's like when he does the core healing, they are going to go in, no problem. Like they're going to integrate. So it's a healing process for him that he needs to venture on. Higher self would really like him to take this time now to, again, for himself and to understand himself on a deeper level. It is going to be painful. No one wants to feel those things or understand, but there's going to be relief there when you can understand that the voice that's telling you you're not worthy, that may sound like you who's saying it, but it's not true. Someone gave you that. So to understand that, it's not your voice.
Yeah, very true. Okay. Let me see. So before we move on to the last question, I'm curious what the higher self says about the connection between the soul essence held within the body. Can you estimate the percentage of the soul that Cosmin is holding in the body?
I'm getting 67%.
Okay. And where is the remainder 33?
In the people who he had either relationships with or who have kind of chipped at his soul, things like that, like those kind of situations. But they are with people.
Okay. Can we ask the spirit guides to retrieve those fragments of his soul and return them to the whole?
Oh, yes, sir. He's just kind of turning the switch on, and it's like creates like this magnet. So it all comes back inside. So I'm just seeing all these parts coming back, like the soul fragments.
Okay.
We're also sending healing to these soul fragments.
And also just to make sure that none of those fragments were being held by a DFE or anything.
Well, some have been held by DFEs, but the DFEs of the person.
Okay. But they can be retrieved.
They are retrieved.
Okay. So that's
it's complete, and we're just sending like some healing to this soul as they integrate and come back together.
Okay, beautiful. Very good. So just a quick recap. We saw that Cosmin had this snowy kind of stagnant energy around him from other people's thoughts and intentions, causing him to have a busy mind. And we saw that he also created his own snowballs that would just kind of throw up and stick into this field. There was also energy of being backstabbed or talking behind the back. And so it was suggested to create an energetic boundary. You are supported, that you don't have to accept these things that are thrown at you. Being aware of how it makes you feel and putting up that energetic boundary there, not allowing people to dump all their stuff on you. And then your guides stepped in and we answered your questions. They had a lot of amazing advice and things for you to see. You had a wizard and an elf and the dragon, the magical realm that you're super connected to. Remember to draw on the confidence of the king, the elf that stepped forward, and the wizard there that's holding the space for you. Also remembering to call on the dragon to protect your space and your home, using the fire of the dragon to help dissolve any other negative energy that happens to come around you or entities that you may want to come near. Finding respect for the self, mission and purpose. We were shown a long pathway that you will see that path. You are on that path. And that requires you to connect more with your heart and your passions, coming home to yourself. We suggested to create a vision board and honoring yourself, choosing yourself, loving yourself, and just being who you are, realizing that you have all of your talents, abilities, and gifts within you, that you are a healer, that once you start doing the hypnosis, other doors will open, and your gifts are already inside. We did see that you had 2 level 2 dark force entities and a level 1 that were really playing on your thoughts and lowering your confidence and self-worth. Archangel Michael took them away. The grounding was a tiny bit low at 73%. There was an implant, 2 implants behind the ears that were influencing your perception. Those were destroyed, and there was an old ancestral occult ritual going back 3 generations on the maternal side that was cleared for the whole ancestry. All of the chakras were cleared and rebalanced, bringing lots of light, and the roots were reinforced and taken down to the center of the earth. So you're now clear and fully aligned. There were a few pesky spirit bugs around that were cleared, no portals on your being. The home, there were a few in the home, along with a dozen earthbound and a level 2 dark force entity that was kind of keeping them trapped there. All of that was cleared out and the house was protected. You did have a 54-year-old male with low motivation that was been with you for 2 years, and a 47-year-old sassy female who loved to dance. They were both taken back and crossed over. No negative past life contracts. Thought forms, lots of thought forms that were taken away in the recycling truck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dissociated subpersonalities that were given healing, but they are also going to require your understanding of where your low self-worth comes from, feeling not good enough, not deserving. This is a core wound for you that your higher self needs you to be aware of and take a look at. We saw that you were holding 67% of your soul essence. The other 33% were left behind or taken by other people or entities of those people. So all of those soul fragments were brought back into you and making your soul 100% complete today. And so what do the guides say is Cosmin's point of vulnerability here, or the cause of these issues?
Just, he has a huge heart, and it's being taken advantage of the heart, not having boundaries, not serving himself. He doesn't put himself first. So of course, other people will take advantage of that. It's so easy to just have your door wide open and having all your guests come in, and they don't take off their shoes. They just kind of take what from you and then leave. And then you're depleted. So it's really, again, a balancing act of being able to finally pick yourself, protect yourself, have boundaries, know what that is, like that you're not willing to accept bad behavior, whatever it is. You have to get to know yourself and what you accept and what you do not accept in your life. And it's okay to have that. It's healthy and it serves you and it keeps your energy for you. Like, you have to be able to hold that and that not to give it away so freely, because it's very precious. This energy is so precious. Yeah, I'm just seeing that there's just a lot of things, like just hearing this will be able to motivate, and just to know that it's going to take work and time. But again, have patience with yourself, patience of your path. Not everything comes, like second nature, but you have to understand that you have traumas that have kind of taken you off course and off path. You've had infringements, you know, from these dark force entities or other people's crap that they just threw on you and you took it. So again, it's getting to know yourself, getting to know what you want, having boundaries. Again, protection is really a big one. Knowing that you are a sacred being and that you are loved, and you have so many guides behind you, like big, powerful guides that are just waiting for you to work with you. And to have that clear communication. So that also is going to be a discovery. The guides say that if you can take like salt baths and just try to meditate there and go into conversation with them and just listen. So ask them whatever you want and just listen. And it's going to sound like your voice, but it is ultimately you, but you're going to know, you're going to feel it, that it isn't. So yeah, they really badly want you to connect with them, like more in a coherent way, as opposed to just like, you know, a backdrop type of thought and saying like, okay, yeah, that was a good one. It's going to flow better and you're going to be aware of it this time. So yeah, they just want to send their love to you and that they are really excited for your path. They feel like they are just going to help you expand in extraordinary ways. Just that motivation alone, they feel, is enough for you to kind of get to just know that one foot is always going in front of the other. So you are getting somewhere. And you're well on your way to a very bright future as a healer.
He's on the yellow brick road.
I know.
So what do they say? How does he keep himself clear moving forward from any attachments?
Just, again, being aware. Okay, right now you have a clean slate. So to be aware of your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, how, you know, if you get body triggers. So the body triggers could feel like when you're getting an anxiety attack or something like that. Like it's just not going to feel, it's not going to feel like peace. It's not going to feel peaceful. So just to know that. So when you become very self-aware, you're going to know that there may be something happening. And if you do feel thought forms coming in, you don't have to play. You don't have to continue it. You can just say no. That's a boundary. So it's the same with other people's energies. So if you suddenly feel, you know, amazing, and then all of a sudden you feel like shit, it's probably something that may be coming in. So again, we do stress the protection part. When you get up, just to create, you know, that they set up your dome or your bubble, whatever it is, or what do you call it, like a invisibility cloak around you. So you go through your day that way, and before you go to bed, to just ask for, you know, your guides. You can even ask your dragon, like, can you cleanse me with fire, or go into a meditation, cleanse me with fire. Ask, and they will do it. And just, again, instill that bubble around me. When I sleep, I am not going to, I do not accept things that do not belong to me. I do not accept any of that. So it's just really creating those boundaries energetically and with those around you in your physical world.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And our words are powerful. So saying those things out loud, like I do not consent to infringements upon my mind, body, soul, or consciousness across all of time and space and multidimensional reality. I will send you our information on clearing and protecting yourself afterwards. Do you have any questions for your higher self or the guides before we go?
I think my mind is like whoosh. So I still need to process everything and listen probably another 5 times. So it's more than enough for today.
All right. I'm going to end the recording now.